Dr. Lauren Hazzouri, you know, a lot of teens are sharing nudes, sexting, and things like that. How big of a problem is that? It almost seems to me, and I haven't researched this area, but just, anecdotally, it seems to me like, sending a nude pic is like sending an emoji. It's almost like regarded as no big deal.
Yeah, well, I have a couple of statistics on that, Dr. Ian. 24% of high school girls and 33% of college girls have engaged in some sort of nude sexting. And so I have a poster in my office, actually, that says the rules for sexting. Because if I say, hey, guys, just not a good idea, don't do it, I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen, especially with these kids. They're not hanging out, in person because of the pandemic. And so that's really where they're learning how to have intimate relationships is online. And so I say, if you're going to do it, no pictures, only words. And I have a whole list of the do's and don'ts of sexting, just so that they don't get themselves in trouble later, because what they don't necessarily understand is that whether it's with an individual and it's even in a dating relationship and you send a nude image, what happens when you break up? What I've seen in my practice with young girls is that, when something happens in that intimate relationship, that photo is then sent to the entire friend group, and then there's a lot of shaming in school, and then that's when bullying happens, not only online, but also in real life. And that can have a significant impact on how girls feel about themselves, the shame that they feel, and then it leads them to isolating in their rooms, and guess what? More sexting and more going on social media.
Is there anything parents can do to either supervise or stop or any way kind of, steer their children to stay in an age-appropriate lane?
Yeah, this is not only as a professional, but also personally. I have a 17-year-old daughter. And I hear a lot of times from the parents of the girls who come into my office that, they want their kids to have a private space, and their phone or their online behavior, a lot of times they want them to have that privacy and that independence as they're growing. They're 17, 18, 19, let them have their space. And I don't believe in that at all, especially with my own daughter, because it's not like you're letting your children hang out in the basement with their friends by themselves and letting them have independence. It's like leaving them in the basement and opening the door to every single person you've never met before and say, go hang out with our kids in the basement.
We're living in uncertain times. It's tough to keep up with the latest medical headlines.
Panicked about the market, panicked about COVID.
And how do those headlines impact you and your family? 100,000 people died. On season 13 of The Doctors, we want to empower you physically.
If I met them at dance, they would meet me at medicine.
Man, I love that. Emotionally.
If I could change my thoughts, I can change my feelings.
And medically.
He doesn't have his mask up, which is not a good thing.
This is the $1 million question, maybe the $1 trillion question. This is so critical for people to hear. We're giving you the inside track on health and wellness so that you can get back to the life you deserve. It's time to take back your power. The Doctors, now more than ever. Premieres September 21st.